because there's so many things that you can do to show up for yourself starting now. So I'm Jenny, I'm a dietitian and nutrition coach. And if there's anything I can do for you, please message me. I want to be here for you. I want to be a resource for you. And I wanted to talk about Thanksgiving for this week as well, but I did a poll in the group just kind of asking where you're at with things this week and how you're feeling moving into the holiday week with nutrition and your habits and what that's looking like for you. And a lot of you guys said a lot with feeling like overeating is a challenge for you, or having the guilt and the shame around food choices. And those are a lot of the things that can be challenging. So this week we have my sister's visiting from with her baby that's 7 months old, and it's been so cool to have her here because she's doing baby-led weaning, which, let me know if you've heard of this before in the comment section. This is a newer strategy that parents are doing, which is absolutely amazing with transitioning from breastfeeding to real foods. And it's been so cool to watch this process. And as a lot of dietitians specialize in this, I do not. I'd have to definitely educate myself on the best ways to do this. So it's just like the coolest concept, and it's so refreshing because our habits start so early on as a child. And so what this concept is basically is that you're allowing them to choose what they want to eat, but they're eating the same foods that we are. So for example, last night we had turkey burgers, roasted sweet potato, roasted Brussels sprouts, and rice were the main things. So we just made some of those options for her less seasoned, so less salt or less flavoring added to them, and just but still the whole food option. And she's 7 months old, right? She has the two tiniest little teeth. She's definitely not able to, have a full meal, and she's still breastfeeding primarily most of the time, but she sits with us at the counter height and just has that environmental exposure of, eating together as a family and having conversation. We're all eating the same foods, and just introducing that early on. She loves it. She absolutely loves it. She's eating all of these foods. And the theory is that we know, the fear is the choking, right? But they know what to do if they're, choking on something, and it's never reacting to it. It's just, coming from a calm place of it's okay, it's okay. But it's just been such a cool experience to watch and look at, and we're just making some different foods that she can have. So let me know if you've experienced this before. I know one of the ladies that I work with is doing this with her daughter as well, and it's just a really cool thing. So it brings us back to why do we have these certain habits that we do around food? Why do we have these certain perceptions around food and our eating habits? And this starts from a lot of times when we were kids, when we were younger, and how food was introduced to us and how the eating environment was introduced to us. So I really believe that this can be so helpful to just start with your family. And we've been having meals together. The biggest thing is just incorporating everyone and giving everyone a role. So if, as a mom, if you're taking on all of the responsibility to shop for the meal, plan the meal, cook the meal, clean up the meal, all the things, that's a lot, right? That's a lot of things. That's a lot of pieces. And of course it's overwhelming, and you're less likely to make the best choices because there's so many pieces that you're having to do on your own on top of your normal responsibilities, right? So if you can start including and delegating some of those responsibilities to your kids and to your family, and this can look so many different ways, but I've implemented this with a lot of my clients that have struggled with mealtime and feeling like all the pressure was on them. And there's a lot of ways and examples that I can go through this in another video, or if you have questions about this. So this is just important to take the pressure off of you, because then we get burnout and then we don't care what anybody eats and just order food all the time, right? So it's finding this middle ground of, okay, if I'm gonna make this meal, maybe one person's setting the table, one person's doing the grill, one person's cutting the vegetables and another person's cleaning up, right? It can be like little pieces. One person can do the dishwasher, one person can put this in the bowl. And when you start including your family, people feel valuable. They feel like a part of the team. And that's what it is, right? If it's even two people, if it's a relationship with two people, do it together. Like make mealtime enjoyable and something that you guys are both putting effort into, because if one person is doing everything all the time, that's not a relationship, right? That's one person doing everything and the other person just kind of riding along. So as the holidays come, this is so important because you have so much on your plate. Really focus on delegating responsibilities, including your family, so it's not all on you. And then walking into Thanksgiving Day on Thursday, some strategies that I find super helpful and that I share with my clients to implement in their weeks, in their any holiday really, or any event or wedding that you're out of the house or don't have as much, control or choice over. When you walk into your day, it doesn't matter what the scale says, that doesn't define you or what your value is. Have breakfast, like have a nourishing meal, like a balanced meal. Don't skip meals. Don't try to save calories. That will not work. You will walk into your meal being ravenous and overly hungry, and then you will overeat and not feel good. Focus on how you want to feel the next day, how you want to feel that evening, and what you want out of that day. Like, what does that mean to you? I mean, you want to feel good, right? Like, that's the deeper thing. It doesn't even matter about the number. It's like, we want to feel good. So have breakfast, get some movement in, move your body, go for a walk, go with your family. If the weather is not great, like there's other opportunities that you can try to incorporate just to get some activity in and just move. It doesn't have to be like a formal workout. It just feels good. Drink your water. Like, you can do this, or no matter where you are, you can drink your water during the day, and make sure you're getting enough water for sure, especially if you're going to have some alcohol later in the day. For every glass of wine or every alcoholic drink that you want to have an additional 8 ounces of water. So just kind of swapping those out can really help you to feel better too the next day. And when it comes to building your plate, I talk about the plate method a lot. And with this holiday, like if you want to do that, I think that's helpful, and it can help to guide you where you're building half of your plate with color and non-starchy vegetables, 25% of your plate, a quarter of it's going to be the protein. The turkey is a great source of lean protein. And then a quarter of your plate's your carbs, and choosing, some whatever carbs you want, like actually choose what you want and balance out your plate with some other healthier things. There's so many great vegetable sides that are available right now with roasted Brussels sprouts. I sent out a great recipe in my Monday emails to my clients. So let me know if you're looking for a really good Brussels sprouts recipe. And then for the desserts, like just be aware and eat mindfully. So after your meal, if you're super full, like take a break. Like, you don't need to have everything at once. And you can say, like, if someone's being very pushy, no, thank you, I've had enough, or I'm satisfied. It's okay to say that. And with desserts, even just like having a few bites, the first few bites really taste the best. And after that, it doesn't taste as good. So take your time, slow down, enjoy your meal. It takes like 20 minutes for us to really feel satisfied from a meal. So enjoy your company, have conversation, put your fork down between your bites, have a sip of your water in between, and just eat, be present, be aware, be grateful, like all of those things. And just enjoy yourself. Like, it's not just about the food this day, where be so stinking grateful for what you can do and what you have right now, because this is hard. Like, this is really hard to do. And if this is something that you're struggling with, the mindset piece of this, I'm actually Wednesday, I do a weekly email newsletter, just nutrition and related stuff. I'm talking about gratitude and some things to help with this. So if this is something you're struggling with, message me your email address. I'll add you to the list. And it's so helpful to just be aware of, okay, what the littlest thing, if this is hard for you to think about, we can easily go to the negative things. What is the one thing, the smallest thing that I am so grateful for? And then just keep practicing that each day. When we start practicing thinking this way over time, just like incorporating any of these other healthy habits, it gets easier and we start to see those things more often. We can start to see the joy and the happiness. And it doesn't mean that our problems go away when we start doing this, but it means that we can start to manage them better. This is so helpful right now. Like, you will not get out of this if you are not doing some of these things to take care of yourself, because there is a lot going on right now, and just support and someone you can talk to that you trust and doing what you can right now is just so valuable. And then the next day, jump right back into what you know works for you. So know that those foods that you're having, there's leftovers. You can have that meal again the next day. You can have those foods again. It's not your only opportunity to have that. And that's where we get into trouble when we come from a scarcity mindset of restriction or I can't eat these foods. Actually choose the things that you want, but have them in a reasonable way on your plate and actually have them, because you do not need to earn or deserve your food. Your food is literally energy for your body. It's literally what you need to survive. And if you're depriving yourself, this is when we start to go into the opposite direction of overeating, binging, feeling out of control with food. And so we have to listen to our body and actually find that enjoyment, that balance between having some healthier foods, high quality, nutrient dense foods, but also having those fun foods in your days, especially during the holidays and during those moments that are so important. So the next day, just get right back to what works for you. Have breakfast. Don't skip meals. And be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. You deserve that. So if there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. If this was helpful, give me a like in the video. Let me know. And I will see you guys soon. Have a great rest of your week.